program, I would like to say a pleasant good morning to the head table. Our protocol established. I think we have sat in so many openings, it gets repetitive at times. But I would like to start by saying, for me, I bring greetings from the Secretary General. He'll be here for the opening of the Caribbean Week of Agriculture of the Alliance. I want to start off by saying that at the highest level, there is political commitment to youth. In 2009, the heads of government did what they call the Lilindale Declaration on food and agriculture and food security. They repeated the 9 constraints of the Jagdeo Initiative, but they added 3. And in that 3, they asked us to work on our agriculture policy, and I want to make a little correction. When you say CARICOM community, it's repetitive. CARICOM means Caribbean community. So the right name is the CARICOM or Community Agriculture Policy, not CARICOM community, because it's repetitive. So it's the CAP. Secondly is that the heads of government said that we have to look at the issue of land and land distribution. And the third was the youth, the involvement of youth in agriculture. I think that my colleague here explained the problem, but I don't see it as a problem. I see it as an opportunity because 30%, the average of the youth population in the Caribbean is 30% of the total population is young people. By that we mean between the ages of the teenagers up to 30 years of age. Of course, some of us are what we consider old youth. We never get old. And I also want to say that there were some special attention given. I think that you all know about the summit of the young people that was held in Suriname. There is also a special focus on youth in agriculture through the UNDP and Karuta, the Karuta project. So I don't know if you have access to those documents. There were 2 studies that were generated through that project. And one was written by somebody from Barbados, I don't recall the name, but they focus on the opportunities for young people in agriculture. I also need to say that hopefully this forum will allow you guys to make some specific recommendations to the quoted. My advice is that don't make too much of a wish list. Focus on things that are practical, focus on things that the ministers can take up, and focus on things that are implementable. And I say this because normally when we technocrats sit down and talk, we forget about the real environment we operate in. So that's just my advice. But I also want to say that, as the colleague said, the young people are important to food security of the region. There's many roles to play. Food security is wider than just food production. Agriculture and food production is just one component. Food security involves the education on nutrition, I call it from the cradle to the grave approach to food and what benefits we can generate for the population. We also need to play our part in educating, creating public awareness on the consumption of what we grow that is nutritious, that is of a high quality, and that is adaptable to the region. So, I just want to say a couple things I would like to see in your deliberations. One is, how do we influence the allocation and the distribution of land to young people? In that context, how do we recommend incentives for the governments of the region to bring youth to the table? And by incentives, I mean credit, I mean special scholarship programs, special infrastructure. What are the things that we can help the policymakers decide for us to be conducive? In other words, we are asking the governments to create enabling policies that facilitate the integration of young people and women and gender, because in the Caribbean, I think that most people do not realize it, but we the males have become the endangered species. And I'm very serious. I am very serious. Yes. Yes. We the males have become the endangered species. And people don't realize it, because when you look at, you look at this fora too, I'm pretty sure we are outnumbered by women. I'm pretty sure. You know why? Because there has been much, I call it positive discrimination for women. People who study women in development will tell you that there is. It's easier for a woman to say, I have problems with my husband, domestic violence. But if the husband goes and complains, nobody believes him or they laugh at him. It's true. It's true. So I think that we have to understand that the gender focus is important. So when we speak about agriculture, we speak about the family and the roles that each integral part of that family plays. So with that said, I think that one last interjection I will make, because yesterday we were in a meeting with the minister from Trinidad, and I think he brought something crucial to the table. I tell everybody this: the approach or the shift in paradigm in the Caribbean agriculture has to be what I call a market-led, demand-driven approach. Therefore, we the young people have to look at, I say we, we the young people, have to look at areas that there is demand for to really make our businesses work. The entrepreneurship, our investments. When we get into farming, it's not because we just love farming, we want to make money. Right? And a lot of people feel that technology, and when they say the farmer doesn't adopt the technology, they say, oh, the farmer can't read and write, the farmer is. But it's not true. The farmer is a better economist than me and you. If he does not make money, he will not invest. And if we understand now that the paradigm shift is that young people are getting into farming, I'm a farmer myself. And I'm well educated. Sometimes I do my own research because sometimes we can't wait. So the people who make decisions, the people who work in the different institutions have to understand that the farmers want immediate answers, impact on the ground, and not too much studies and too much writing and too much, some ministers say too much documents and papers. What does it lead us to? So again, I would like in conclusion to say that whatever comes out of this fora has to be very practical, has to be very implementable, and very near to you guys to make a difference. Thank you. Thank you so much.